Yeah, it's quite easy one. Android Debug Bridge actually. So ADB means the abbreviation is like Android Debug Bridge. So that means like say it can interact with your Android, but for iOS again we call it as a Xcode based thing actually, which is available to list the number of devices. So that also we'll be checking it up, and how to install and uninstall an app from your ADB command, how to uh, push an app towards, like say we call it basically a technically called side loading. Okay, side loading in the sense I'm not directly going to install from your app store or play store, but I'm going to install it through a different way. That means when the app is not available inside app store or play store, like how you install it up. So we call it as a side loading. So we load it and we check it up, okay, through ADB commands and the Xcode commands through Android and your iOS, and what are the wait mechanisms available, and push and pull operation, and local storage things. So local storage thing is nothing but your UI automation, UI automator. So whenever there is an Android available, so usually we have it as a UI automator available. So that means like say how you inspect your element in your web application. Similarly, we have a UI automator in order to inspect the elements inside inside your mobile application. So we need to inspect it and identify it. The strategy is going to be the same. So if you know your XPath, I think it should be sufficient. Okay, and how to click a button and how to scroll it, and how to do maybe tap, double tap, all these options we'll be checking it out specific to your mobile application. Okay, so these options we'll be checking it to it, and yeah, this is what I said: touch actions, long press, swiping, mouse over, double tap, everything we'll be checking it up, and these are the things actually. And most probably we'll also see an example of your hybrid application as well, how to integrate your native application towards your hybrid one approach. But let's see how the application is about, and then we'll check that particular thing, and about the desired capabilities as well. So if you're very well good at your Selenium actually, so you might have been uh, are you showing us a different screen? Okay, so you don't see my Chrome actually. So I'm just walking through the syllabus actually, the Chrome one. Yeah, thanks Deepak, it's Android Debug Bridge. Yes. So do you all see my Chrome actually? I'm just walking you through the syllabus actually. Just jump from my PPT. Yeah, sorry, I'm unable to view the Chrome. Okay, let me stop and reshare. Is it visible now? Is my Chrome visible? Maybe how about now? Yes, visible. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the confirmation and thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so if you're familiar with the desired capabilities in Selenium, so here also the desired capabilities option is there, but the options are quite different. Quite different in the sense it is with respect to your devices, mobile automation. So we have something like platform name, everything is available. Maybe I can show it to you a bit actually. So let me open my Eclipse. So from okay, so tools perspective, let me come into picture later. There is something like say we can call it as like say platform name and all those things available. Just a minute. Oh, okay. Where is it? Spring application automation. Just let me quickly open it and show you. No, okay, it's not here. Okay, so let me go to the quickly the capabilities. Yeah, these are the couple of capabilities that is available. So platform version, platform name, device, automation name, app, timeout, and all these things available. So, but okay, sorry. Yeah. So these are the couple of things. App activity, app. It should be somewhere over here. Let me quickly take the constant properties. Just a moment, guys. Where is the common files? Okay, but I'll check it up actually. It's not here. Maybe it's missing or not. I need to check it. Okay, sorry. The common files are here. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is what we require it up. So most probably like the most major thing is like say we need the activity name and the base package name available and the platform name, browser name is not mandatory, but the device name is mandatory and what platform we are going to execute it. So this is all with respect to your Android device. So if it's going to be an iOS, it's a slightly different one. So we need the UDID of the device of the application. Okay, so when we say UDID, it's going to be a device specific, so not going to be an application specific. Okay, so we need to have this one. This is mandatory and the device name and the platform name. So most of it will be the same. So instead of giving it as a package name, like say these two, let me cut this and put it on a separate thing actually over here. So for an Android, so these two things are major, but for iOS, we need just the UDID. So these are the things that we require it up. Actually, do you see my Eclipse actually? No, but no problem, not an issue, not an issue. Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. Let me reshare it. So let me share my entire screen. Yeah. So do you see my screen now, Eclipse? I hope now it's visible. So these are the items that I was speaking about. Like we have the UDID part of it, which is going to be specific to your iOS, and Android, which is going to be specific to your base package and application activity. So how to identify everything I'll be teaching out to you. So this is the first and primary thing actually. So next only like say switching between the views and how to switch between from a native app to a web app view. So we'll also be checking it out, and also like say from the framework perspective, like we'll also be checking like say how a Cucumber will be working. Okay, so we'll be seeing two frameworks actually. So one is like a Cucumber framework we'll be seeing. So Cucumber with page object model we'll be seeing it up, and also we'll be seeing your TestNG as well. So how it works. So TestNG is separate and Cucumber is separate. So TestNG will be checking it out like say TestNG will be checking it out with the traditional TestNG framework, and Cucumber is going to be Cucumber with JUnit will be checking it out. So two different frameworks, both will be working on the page object model perspective, and we'll be trying to integrate it, or we'll be integrating with the Jenkins. And the reporting part will be checking about the extent reports, how the reports are getting generated, and yeah, and also we'll be touch base on like say Sauce Lab actually, so the cloud platform. So how to integrate it, like one example we'll be seeing it up because that is also a mandatory thing, and how to use it for your parallel execution we'll be checking it. So this is applicable for your TestNG. So JUnit there is an option available, but it doesn't work consistently as in TestNG. So we'll be checking the parallel execution with your TestNG. Okay. So this is all about our syllabus actually. So any doubts so far till now? So any clarifications you have it from the APM perspective? Will we learn Xcode in depth? Xcode in depth, we will not be touch basing on that actually. We'll be just giving you a 50 percentage view on that. Okay, so Xcode will be just have a 50 percentage because it's more of a developer's code than a tester code. So we'll be checking like a couple of options inside your Xcode to create a simulator and stuff. So apart from that, we don't touch base the direct codes actually. So, but there are certain commands which is with respect to the Xcode. So to interact with your devices, so we'll be checking that one. So does that answer your question? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so if there is no code, still we have 8 minutes. Maybe we can continue with our slides actually. So when we have it over here, so we were discussing about the different types of apps available and what is the pros and cons, and last few slides actually. So before we wind up the session, so how does an APM will work actually? So APM will be working something like this. So you have a machine, so you have an Android device available. So APM is a server kind of option which is going to be available, and this server will help in transferring the request and response from your automation script towards your application. Okay, and how does it transfer is like say with the help of JSONs. Okay, so your interaction between your automation script and your mobile device happens with something called a APM server. So this APM server will transport all the information with the help of a mobile JSON. And what does it make it to work is like say we have a client libraries and jar file dependencies available. So we need to be installed inside the client machine, that means our machine, so that there is a seamless interaction with your application. So most probably the in-depth architecture concept we'll be seeing once we going inside in it, or maybe tomorrow the session, how does an interaction or what is the difference in interaction between the Android and the iOS. So there is a slight difference available which we'll be seeing it up tomorrow, from the architecture perspective. Okay, so this is a generic overview, like say how a mobile automation will work. And from the installation required, so we are going to use will be either using the Appium for desktop, or like say we'll use both the things actually. So that's why I split it up: Appium for desktop, Appium via command line or terminal, Java 8 and above version we use it, and Appium version 2x we use it up. Okay, so these are the things that is prerequisite we require it up, and this is all we require. So this is all I had for our introductory session actually. And now coming to the Q&A part, like anything you have, like say we can discuss over here. Still we have like say 5 minutes. So anything that your expectations or what do you want to see in the APM part, like say we can discuss it over here. So any questions or something like say?
అలాగైనా ఏడే అవుతుంది.
Sorry.
Hi Balaji, yeah, Manikanta this side.
Yes, Manikanta. Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, I want to know like, so are you going to covering the entire part of like Android framework and iOS framework? Am I right? If I'm
Yes,
not wrong.
yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
with
So
respect to
what is the
automation. Yes.
yeah? So like main difference between like Android framework and iOS framework? I want to, is there separate
Uh,
framework we are using or
no, separate framework we won't be using it. We'll have one
okay?
framework like which is going to be segregated into Android and iOS, because most probably in your industry when you go inside, right? So we don't have a separate frameworks for iOS and Android. So depending upon which device we are dealing with, like say our framework should be capable to switch between Android and iOS. So on that perspective, we'll be going it out, but only the switching part will be the change, but apart from that everything is going to be the same, because there is a
Okay.
significant difference, right, between your Mac and your Android. So that difference, like we can't maintain two different frameworks for Android and iOS, so it will be difficult to maintain. So that's why like we have one framework and we share it between Android and iOS.
Okay. In real time also we are using the same thing or it's different? It's depends
Yes,
on.
yes, yes. Actually, sorry, in the real time it depends upon the organization. So I've seen like certain organization use one framework for Android and iOS, and two different frameworks for Android and iOS. So it depends on organization to organization actually.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Any projects we'll be working on? Yes, actually I have one Android application actually. Maybe you can work on that. Actually, maybe if you see it over here, so I think I have the application over here. Okay, it's a mobile swag application. So actually, so I can give this application to you, or any application you can take it from your device and you can work on that. So that should be totally fine. But let me check upon this Android application. So if it is available, you can very well work on that. Yeah. For iOS, I think I still have the Swag application, I think, but I can check it. Yeah. For Android, I'm sure I have it, but iOS, let me check it up. Because even for iOS, you can put it on a cloud and then you can use it. So we'll be showing you one demo as well, how to put it on a cloud machine and then run it up. But for iOS, there will be obviously a small issue because it's like since it's an iOS, right? So you have a lot of security issues actually. So you cannot put an app directly and work on it. So for iOS alone, I would suggest like say whatever is the app inbuilt on that, just try to work on that. Yeah. So we'll take something like a Flipkart or an Amazon and then we can work on that for iOS alone. But for Android, we don't have that much of security violations or restrictions available, so we can work on that. Okay, so if there is no doubts, maybe let's meet up, catch up again tomorrow. So let's start out from the basics and then setup and stuffs, and then we'll proceed on together. And once again, thanks for all attending this session, and thanks for your time. Hope you'll have a good day ahead. And if any doubts or something, kindly contact the number which is on the slide. Yeah, thank you, and have a good day, and catch you all tomorrow.